The ocean, a world so deep, dark, and mysterious that it holds secrets beyond our wildest imagination. Believe it or not, we've only explored about 5% of this vast underwater realm. Just think about that. 95% of the ocean remains unseen, unexplored, and filled with unknown wonders. Hi everyone, Shy here. I hope all of you are doing good. Welcome to another new video. It's no surprise then that from time to time we come across some truly terrifying discoveries. From ghostly shipwrecks and glowing creatures of the deep to underwater graveyards and things we can't even begin to explain. Get ready, because we're about to dive into the most creepiest things ever found lurking in the ocean's depths. Number 1. Red Siphonophores. We already know that siphonophores have been an exciting discovery in recent years. That's because they're up to 150 feet long. But another type of siphonophore is exciting for a different reason. It is a strange red color. We've also managed to get some exceptional footage of them, thanks to remotely operated vehicles. Siphonophores can break apart at the slightest touch, so most people don't understand how truly rare and unusual these pictures and videos are. The red siphonophores were discovered in 2005 near California and New Jersey. They're likely located in other parts of the world, but are so elusive that we just haven't found them yet. It's believed that these ones grow up to about 12 inches long and live up to 4,920 feet below the ocean's surface in the twilight and midnight zones. We don't know what they eat, but if they're anything like other siphonophores, it's likely a diet of small fish and crustaceans. It's strange to think that something this big and bright has only been discovered in recent years. These should have caught our eye a long time ago. Number 2. The Sunken. Can you imagine what it would be like if your city sunk into the ocean, only to be discovered by people hundreds of years in the future? It's a wild thought, but not actually out of the question. It's happened before with the sunken city of Baia in Italy, now known as a submerged archaeological park. It was once a thriving Roman city that catered to the rich, famous, and elite. In fact, it was a kind of resort city for hundreds of years, especially since it was developed on natural volcanic vents, providing plenty of desirable medicinal hot springs. Many famous figures were known to have visited Baia, like Nero, Caesar, and Cicero. But all good things must come to an end, and Baia did. As time passed, the city started sinking into the ocean. Many residents chose to leave for this reason alone, but when Muslim raiders arrived in the 8th century and sacked the city, it was nearly the final nail in the coffin. Those who chose to stay after this catastrophic event eventually did leave when the town experienced a malaria outbreak. The lower part of the city was eventually entirely submerged, and about 328 feet of the remaining city is now in the bay. These days, it's a great tourist attraction. You can take a trip on a glass-bottomed boat to see what remains of the city, or you can go snorkeling or scuba diving to get up close and personal. Number 3. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again? Well, Katy Perry clearly got the inspiration for her song from the recently discovered comb jelly. They do indeed look like plastic bags drifting through the wind. These gelatinous blob creatures are called Duobrachium sparksy, and they are a type of ctenophore. You also hear people refer to them as comb jellies or sea gooseberries. They are very goopy. The comb jellies were discovered northwest of Puerto Rico in an underwater canyon in 2015, but they were only described in research papers in 2020. So far, we haven't collected any physical specimens, but we have been able to identify them from video footage taken 12,795 feet below the ocean's surface. That is a long way down. No wonder we haven't caught them in a fishing net. NOAA fisheries scientist Mike Ford said it is a beautiful and unique organism. After reviewing historical ctenophore knowledge, it became evident to them that this was a new. Before moving on to the next point, I'd like to take a moment to introduce you all to my merchandise. You can support my content by getting your favorite products from my store or by simply joining my channel. Your support means a lot to me. Now, let's get back to the video. Number 4. Spanish gold coins. In 1715, a fleet of Spanish ships loaded with treasure was caught up in a hurricane off the east coast of Florida while on their way to Spain from Havana. They sank and lay untouched, with millions of dollars of treasure on board for hundreds of years. That all changed in 2015 when a salvage team found 350 gold coins in an area where at least 3 of these vessels sank, nearly 300 years to the day. The three-person crew was on the Brisbane boat SV Capitana and discovered the coins near Vero Beach, Florida. They chose this particular location to look because it was near a previous discovery. Finding anything from a 300-year-old boat is exciting, but Spanish coins are even more so. They're believed to be worth about $4.5 million. But they didn't just sift around in the sand to find the glittering gold underneath. No, it didn't actually take a lot of effort. They used their boat's propeller to blow a hole in the ocean floor to search down about 8 feet. The whole search process took about 5 days. Number 5. An ancient city. Clickbait. It's not an ancient city. Some might think that the submerged stone structures in Japan, known as the Yonaguni Monument, are the ruins of a lost Japanese Atlantis that sank during an earthquake about 2,000 years ago. When you see them, it's only natural that you think they are. Even some marine geologists who have been diving at the site off Yonaguni-jima for several years are adamant that they are. I mean, just look at them. It is truly a complex monolithic stepped pyramid rising up from the depths. It definitely looks human-made, but the experts say otherwise. Just ask Boston University science and mathematics professor Robert Chuck, and he'll say it's basic geology. He said that sandstone breaks along planes to create straight edges. This tends to happen more often in areas with lots of tectonic activity. So, while it looks like a carefully crafted stone structure of importance near Yonaguni-jima Island, it's really not. The government doesn't recognize it as such, and it's also not confirmed as cultural property, so anyone's free to dive around the supposed ancient city and see for themselves. Number 6. A train graveyard. Paul Hepler was innocently mapping the ocean bottom off the coast of New Jersey when he made a startling discovery: some random locomotives. 2 extremely rare locomotives from the 1850s were found preserved under around 90 feet of water. There were no records of them being made, so there were also no records of them being lost. We can only speculate as to how they ended up rusting away underwater for all those years. Some experts have theorized that they were lost in a storm off the coast of Long Branch during transportation from Boston to the mid-Atlantic. They were either pushed off a vessel to stop it from going down in the storm or fell off. Despite being in the water for more than a century, they're in pretty good condition. They've now been identified as Planet Class 222T models. They were only made for a short time because they were pretty much redundant as soon as they were made. While powerful for their size, they just weren't big enough. After they were discovered, one viable option was pulling them up and restoring them. We've got dedicated research teams spending their entire careers looking for new things, and just when you think we're not going to find anything else new, we discover something incredible. These are clearly just a few of the many outstanding discoveries. Did you know about any of these discoveries before now? Can you think of any others that are worthy of mention? Share your thoughts in the comments. So, that was all for today. I hope you have watched the video up to this timestamp. Make sure to press the like button if it amazed you. Press the subscribe button if you still haven't subscribed to the channel, as it's totally free. You can follow me on all social media platforms. All links are given in the description. You can also watch other cool stuff. The playlist link is also mentioned in the description. I will catch you up soon in the next video. Till then, peace out.